Damn.
Giving me shivers.
Shake that ass, go.
Beginner steps. Step 1. Working yarn, top loops of a stitch. Yarn, Thailand. Single crochet stitch. Round. The exchange of 2 rounds. Step 2. Please search basic stitch. First learn the basic stitch, how to crochet. Step 3. How to read the pattern. Which part of the doll? Which round? Repeat 6 sets of crochet, each set of pattern is 2 single crochet and 1 increase dot after each set of crochets is finished. It changes from 3 stitches in the previous circle to 4 stitches in the circle, because each group has hooked the increase. Total number of stitches in the round. Step 4. Please scan the code to enter the product number. Follow us step by step to explore the fun of crochet. LuNuaFvy hope your crochet journey is easy and happy. If we are not good enough in any aspect, please leave a message below the tutorial. We will continue to improve. Thank you for your support and suggestions. Some mistake in the instruction that please update it. Thank you. Now let's crochet together this pair of beautiful colorful flying dragons. In the process of crocheting, we use this instruction to crochet. Follow the steps above to complete step by step. What we're demonstrating here is, I'll show you with this set of colors. What color of wool is used for what place. We also give detailed instructions in instruction. Now let's crochet together. With these 2 wires V4, use now it's 31 gram. Another color number 2 of wool. 9 grams. Remember this weight. We'll weigh it after we hook it. Let's see how much we use. Now let's start crocheting. Some mistake in the instruction that please update it. Thank you. First of all, we use color number 1 yarn. Hook this verdi part over and over. That's the main part. Start at the mouth and hook all the way. Hook it to the tail here. Let's crochet together. The first one is to do a magic circle. The magic circle method is, we combine these 2 fingers. Wrap the thread around the 2 fingers twice. And then bring the circle. Hold the line here. The method of stretching the thread is to wind the thread around the circumference of the finger. Then put the thread on your finger. Bring back the circle. Now let's get the crochet hook. Crochet hook, we can take it like this. You can take it like this. Now we crochet hook through this circle that's just being formed. Hook a coil like this. This creates a magic circle. And then we're going to hook a chain stitch. Chain stitch. A crochet hook is wound. Crochet hook this coil. Bring out the original coil from the crochet hook. It's a chain stitch. Here we are. Put this finger on this coil. Hook like this. Now we're gonna hook 6 single crochet. 6 single crochet marks the first circle. Let's hook the first single crochet. The crochet hook goes through the circle. Crochet hook a coil over here. Now there are 2 coils on the crochet hook. Crochet hook another coil. Finish these 2 coils. Here we have this V-shaped. This one is V-shaped. Exactly. Just hook the pin of a crochet hook. That's the first stitch on the first lap. On the first pin of each turn, we add a marking button. Then hook the second single crochet. Third single crochet. Fourth single crochet. Fifth single crochet. The sixth single crochet. When we're done, let's count if it's 6 single crochet. That is, not 6 V-shaped. Then we tighten the coil. The way to rewind the coil is to pull the end of the wire. See which of these 2 circles is moving. It's this circle that's moving. We're going to pull this loop on this side of the thread. In this case, if you pull this thread, it's tightening the other wire. Until there is no gap between them. And then we pull this thread. Finish this thread. Cut the thread. This way, the first circle of the pattern is completed. Also tighten the coil, then every turn we're gonna veil on the first pin here. That's when we're going to clip the button. Here we hook a ship stitch. To finish the circle, remove marker buckle. The crochet hook goes through this pin of the marked buckle. That's the first stitch to hook a ship stitch. A ship stitch is a crochet hook that hooks a coil. Take this coil straight out. This coil on the crochet hook. Let's do it again. This one is the stitch of the ship stitch that was just hooked. Because each turn of this ship stitch, not counting a stitch in this circle, it's just a transition. We're trying to make this place look better. We need to reduce the stitches of this ship stitch. The way to make it smaller is, grab the fabric with this hand. Hold the crochet hook over here. Pull in this direction. This makes the stitch very small. We were on the second hook. You don't have to worry about the stitch. Just hook the other 6 stitches. That's it. Let's ship stitch this. Think of it as the shot that ends the circle. Serve no other purpose. So the first lap is done. The second loop is to hook a chain stitch. The second loop is to hook a chain stitch. Then hook 3 sets, a single crochet and an increase stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. That's 9 stitches. Now let's hook the first group. Hook the first single crochet in place of the marked buckle. This is the first stitch of the circle. That's why we added the marker buckle. Then hook an increase stitch. Increase stitch is 2 single crochet hooks in the same stitch. This is the first single crochet in this stitch. Crochet hook a second single crochet through the same stitch. Sew hook 2 single crochet into the same stitch. This is an increase stitch. That's the end of the first set. After the hook, there are 3 stitches. It's 1 plus 1 single crochet. This is an increase stitch. Increase stitch is finished with 2 stitches. And then we hook the second group. A single crochet. An increase stitch. The second set of hooks is over. The third group had a single crochet. An increase stitch. Third set of hooks is over. After the hook, there are 9 stitches in the circle. You can count them. And then we go to this ship stitch from the last circle. And this chain stitch around here. We don't have to worry about either of those. Then hook down. Mark the location of the buckle. Hook a ship stitch to finish the circle. Tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. That's the end of the second loop. The third loop is to hook a chain stitch. Hook a single crochet onto each stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 9 stitches in this circle. Hook the first single crochet in place of the marked buckle. Marking buckle. Hook the second single crochet down. Third single crochet. This lap is all single crochet. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marker after the 9 single crochet hooks. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The third loop is over. The fourth turn is to hook a chain stitch. Hook 3 more sets. A single crochet and an increase stitch and a single crochet. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 12 stitches in this circle. Now let's hook the first group. A single crochet, marking buckle, and increase stitch. Increase stitch is 2 single crochet hooks in the same stitch. A single crochet. That's the end of the first set. This is a single crochet and increase stitch a single crochet. After the hook, it's 4 stitches. Then we hook a second set of single crochet and increase stitch. A single crochet. The second set of hooks is over. The third group had a single crochet and increase stitch. A single crochet. After 3 sets of hooks, remove marker buckle. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. That's the end of the hook on the 4th turn. The 5th turn is to hook a chain stitch. 12 single crochet for each additional hook. Just a single crochet on each stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 12 stitches in this circle. Hook the first single crochet in place of the marked buckle. Marking buckle. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. This lap is all single crochet. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marking clasp after the hook. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The 5th loop is over. The 6th loop is to hook a chain stitch. Hook 6 more with a single crochet and an increase stitch. Finally, there is a ship stitch. That's 18 stitches. Now let's hook the first group. Start with a single crochet, marking buckle. Hook another increase stitch. That's the end of the first hook. After the hook, there are 3 stitches. The second group. A single crochet and increase stitch. The second set of hooks is over. Then there are 4 more sets. We'll hook it up together. After 6 sets of hooks, remove marker buckle. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The 6th loop is over. The 7th loop is to hook a chain stitch. Hook 7 more single crochet. The first single crochet, marking buckle. The second single crochet, third single crochet, fourth single crochet, the 5th single crochet, the 6th single crochet, the 7th single crochet, And when we're done, we'll hook team 4. 4. 3 double crochet hooks in the same stitch. It's right here in the next 4 stitches. Put 3 double crochet hooks into each stitch. Now let's hook the first one. A double crochet is a crochet hook wrapped around the thread. A crochet hook goes through a stitch. Bring me a crochet hook. There are now 3 coils on the crochet hook. A crochet hook has a coil attached to it. Finish the first 2 coils. Now there are 2 coils on the crochet hook. A crochet hook has a coil attached to it. Finish these 2 coils. This one is a double crochet. This is the stitch of the double crochet. We're gonna hook 3 double crochet hooks into the same stitch. Now we're going to hook a second double crochet into this stitch. The second double crochet is over. Crochet hook a third double crochet through the same stitch. Three double crochet stitches in the same stitch are completed. We're gonna do 4 of these stitches. Now let's hook the second one. Hook 3 double crochet in the same stitch. This is the first double crochet of the second stitch. Now hook the second double crochet in the second pin. Now hook a third double crochet in the same stitch. The second double crochet in the same stitch is done. And then we hook a third one. This third one is over. This is the group. 4th. This 4th one is finished. This is what happens after 4 hooks. 16 double crochet after that. In this way. And then we hook 7 more single crochet. Seven single crochet hooks and then the last round. Ship stitch. Alright, all the stitches in the circle don't have to hang here. When we're done, we take off the marker. Hook a ship stitch in place of the mark buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. That's the end of the 7th loop. This is the shape after the hook. There are 26 stitches in this circle. We can count them. And then laps 8 through 10 are the same. You start with a chain stitch. Then hook a single crochet into each stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. Each round is 26 stitches. Now we're marking the location of the buckle. Hook the first single crochet. Marking buckle. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. These laps are all single crochet. We'll hook it up together. After 26 single crochet hooks in the 8th lap, remove marker buckle. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. That completes the 8th lap. Laps 9 through 10 are the same as laps 8. We'll hook it up together. After 26 single crochet hooks on the 10th lap, remove marker buckle. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. That's the end of the 10th loop. On the 11th turn, a chain stitch is hooked. 5 more single crochet hooks. The first single crochet. Marking buckle. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. Fourth single crochet. Fifth single crochet. Then hook 4 sets. A single crochet and a decrease stitch and a single crochet. Now let's hook the first group. A single crochet and a decrease stitch. Decrease stitch means to combine 2 stitches into 1 stitch. Crochet hook the first half of the 2 stitches. That's the half of the needle near us. Back away from us the other half of the needle. It's called the back half stitch. Crochet hook these 2 halves at the same time. First half stitch. The second first half stitch. Crochet hook a coil. Bring out these 2.5 stitches. In this case, there are now 2 pins left in the crochet hook. 2 coils. A crochet hook has a coil attached to it. Finish these 2 coils. This combines the 2 stitches into a single stitch. This is called a decrease stitch. And then there's a single crochet in our group. After the hook, this group is just. That's it, that's 3 stitches. It was the first single crochet. A decrease stitch in the middle. This is the last single crochet. That's the end of the first set. Then hook the second set. A single crochet. A decrease stitch. A single crochet. The second set of hooks is over. The third group. A single crochet. A decrease stitch. A single crochet. Third set of hooks is over. Group 4, a single crochet. A decrease stitch. A single crochet. That's the end of the full set. And then we're gonna hook 5 more single crochet. That's the end of the 11th loop. Remove marker buckle. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. There are sharp stitches when this circle is finished. We can count them. And then the 12th lap. First hook a chain stitch. 5 more single crochet hooks. The first single crochet. Marking buckle. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. Fourth single crochet. Fifth single crochet. Then hook 4 sets. A decrease stitch and a single crochet. Now we're going to hook the first group of decrease stitch. A single crochet. The first set of hooks is over. The second group had a decrease stitch. A single crochet. The second set of hooks is over. After the hook is finished, there are 2 stitches. This is a decreasing stitch. This is a single crochet stitch. There are 2 stitches in each set. The third group had a decrease stitch. A single crochet. The fourth group had a decrease stitch. A single crochet. After 4 sets of hooks. 5 more single crochet hooks. And that's it. Remove marker buckle. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. That's the end of the 12th loop. There are 18 stitches in all. The 13th turn is to hook a chain stitch. Hook 6 more sets. A single crochet and a decrease stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 12 stitches in all. Now let's hook the first group. A single crochet. Marking buckle. A decrease stitch. After the first set of hooks, there are 2 stitches. A second group was then hooked with a single crochet and a decrease stitch. The third group had a single crochet, a decrease stitch. Then there are 3 more sets. We'll hook it up together. After 6 sets of hooks, remove marker buckle. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the shape stitch. Here we're going to start with the filler cotton. When you add filler cotton, and the front of the mat should be padded. We can use crochet hooks to help. This is what it looks like when you add the filler. Such a shape. And then we hook down for the 14th turn. Laps 14 through 16 are the same. You start with a chain stitch. Then hook a single crochet into each stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. Each round is 12 stitches. Hook the first single crochet in place of the marked buckle. Marking buckle. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. These laps are all single crochet. Each loop of the hook, then hook a ship stitch to finish the circle. We'll hook it up together. Remove the markers after the 12 single crochet hooks on the 14th turn. Mark the location of the buckle. Hook a ship stitch to finish the circle. Tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. So the 14th turn of the hook is over. Laps 15 to 16 are the same as laps 14. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marker after the 16th single crochet. Mark the location of the buckle. Hook a ship stitch to finish the circle. Tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. That's the end of the 16th loop. The 17th turn is a chain stitch. 3 more single crochet hooks. The first single crochet. Marking buckle. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. Next hook 3 sets of a single crochet and an increase stitch. The first group is a single crochet. An increase stitch. Increase stitch is 2 single crochet hooks in the same stitch. That's the end of the first hook. The second group had a single crochet. An increase stitch. The second set of hooks is over. The third group had a single crochet. An increase stitch. Three sets of hooks are followed by 3 single crochet hooks. That's the end of the 17th circle. There were 15 stitches after the hook. Remove marker buckle. Mark the location of the buckle. Hook a ship stitch to finish the circle. Tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The 17th loop is over. The 18th turn is a chain stitch. 3 more single crochet hooks. the first single crochet. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. Then hook 3 sets. A single crochet and an increase stitch and a single crochet. Now let's hook the first group. A single crochet and increase stitch. A single crochet. The first set of hooks is over. After the hook, there are 4 stitches. That's the part. The second group. A single crochet and increase stitch. A single crochet. The third group had a single crochet and increase stitch. A single crochet. 3 sets of hooks followed by 3 single crochet hooks. That's the end of the 18th circle. Remove marker buckle. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. That's the end of the 18th hook. There are 18 stitches in all. The 19th turn is to hook a chain stitch. Hook 6 more sets. A single crochet and an increase stitch and a single crochet. Finally hook a ship stitch. That's 24 shots in all. Now let's hook the first group. A single crochet. Marking buckle. And increase stitch. A single crochet. The first set of hooks is over. After the hook, there are 4 stitches. Then the second group got a single crochet and increase stitch. A single crochet. The second set of hooks is over. The third group had a single crochet and increase stitch. A single crochet. Third set of hooks is over. Then there are 3 more sets. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marker after 6 sets of hooks. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The 19th loop is over. There were 24 stitches when the hook was done. And then we hook the 10th and 20th. First hook a chain stitch. Then hook a single crochet into each stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 24 stitches in this circle. Let's hook it together now. Remove the marking clasp after the hook. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The 20th circle is over. The 21st turn starts with a chain stitch. Hook 6 more sets, 3 single crochet and 1 increase stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 30 stitches in this circle. Let's hook the first group together. Three single crochet. And increase stitch. The first set of hooks is over. After the hook, there are 5 stitches. The second group of 3 single crochet. And increase stitch. The second set of hooks is over. Then there are 4 more sets. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marker after 6 sets of hooks. Hook a ship stitch at the location of the marked buckle to end the circle. Tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The 21 cent turn is over. Laps 2 through 28 are the same. You start with a chain stitch. Hook a single crochet on each stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. These rounds total 30 stitches each. Now weave into hook. All single crochet hooks. Remove the marker after the 30 single crochet hooks of the 22nd circle. Mark the location of the buckle. Hook a ship stitch to finish the circle. Tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. That's the 22 end turn of the hook. Laps 23 through 28 are the same as laps 2. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marker after the 30 single crochet hooks on the 28th turn. Mark the location of the buckle. Hook a ship stitch to finish the circle. Tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. That's the 28th turn of the hook. The 29th turn is to hook a chain stitch. Hook 6 more sets of 1 decrease stitch and 3 single crochet. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 24 stitches in this circle. Now let's hook the first group. A decrease stitch. Marking buckle. 3 single crochet. Let's make sure. How do you know which stitch is hooked and which isn't? We can pull the loop on the crochet hook to see. This one thread is being carried. That means the pin is hooked. So we'll start with the next stitch, here. 3 single crochet. After the first set of hooks, there are 4 stitches. The second group had a decrease stitch. Three single crochet. The second set of hooks is over. The third group had a decrease stitch. Three single crochet. Then there are 3 more sets. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marker after 6 sets of hooks. Mark the location of the buckle. Hook a ship stitch to finish the circle. Tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. 29 hooks, finished. 24 stitches in all. The 30th turn is a chain stitch. Hook 3 more sets of a decrease stitch and 6 single crochet. Finally hook a ship stitch. That's 21 stitches. Now let's hook the first group. A decrease stitch. Marking buckle. 6 single crochet. The first set of hooks is over. After the hook, there are 7 stitches. The second group had a decrease stitch. Six single crochet. The second set of hooks is over. And then there's a third group. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marker after 3 sets of hooks. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. So the 30th turn of the hook is over. 31 turns is a chain stitch. Hook 3 more sets of a decrease stitch and 5 single crochet. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 18 stitches in all. Now let's hook the first group. A decrease stitch. Marking buckle. Five single crochet. There are 6 stitches after the first set of hooks. Group R, adult crease stitch. Five single crochet. The second set of hooks is over, followed by another set. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marker after 3 sets of hooks. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The 31 cent turn of the hook is over. 32 turns are hooked with a chain stitch. Hook 3 more sets of a decrease stitch and 4 single crochet. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 15 stitches in all. Now let's hook the first group. A decrease stitch. Marking buckle. 4 single crochet. The first set of hooks is over. After the hook, there are 5 stitches. The second group had a decrease stitch. For single crochet. The second set of hooks is over, and then there's another set. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marker after 3 sets of hooks. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The 32 turn of the hook is over. 33 to 34 laps are the same. First hook a chain stitch. Then hook a single crochet into each stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. Each round is 15 stitches. Now we're marking the location of the buckle. Hook the first single crochet. Marking buckle. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. These laps are all single crochet. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marker after the 33rd turn of the single crochet. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The 33rd loop is over. 34 turns is the same as 33 turns. We'll hook it up together. After 34 rounds of 15 single crochet hooks, let's not hook ship stitch. Let's start with the fillet cotton. After adding the fillet cotton, we continue to hook down. We use a crochet hook to fill the cotton. This way you put the stuffing pad inside your neck. This section must have cotton filler. Now we take off the marker. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. That's the 34th turn of the hook. The next 35 turns are a chain stitch. Hook 3 more sets. Add a crease in stitch and 3 single crochet. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 12 stitches in this circle. Now let's hook the first group. Add a crease stitch. Marking buckle. 3 single crochet. After the first set of hooks, there are 4 stitches. The second group had a decrease stitch. Three single crochet. The second set of hooks is over. And then there's another set. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marking clasp after the hook. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The 35th turn of the hook is over. Laps 36 to 37 are the same. You start with a chain stitch. Then hook a single crochet into each stitch. Hook a ship stitch at the end of each. Each round is 12 stitches. Hook the first single crochet in place of the marked buckle. Marking buckle. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. These laps are all single crochet. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marker after the 36th turn of the single crochet. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The 36th turn of the hook is over. Lap 37 is the same as lap 36. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marker after the 37 single crochet. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. Here we continue to add filler cotton. After adding the filler cotton, we hook the 38th turn. 38 turns are hooked with a chain stitch. Hook 3 more sets of a decrease stitch and 2 single crochet. Finally hook a ship stitch. That's 9 stitches. Now we're going to hook the first group at the crease stitch. Marking buckle. 2 single crochet. After the first set of hooks, there are 3 stitches. The second group had a decrease stitch. Two single crochet. The third group had a decrease stitch. Two single crochet. Remove the marking clasp after the hook. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The 38th turn of the hook is finished. The 39th turn starts with a chain stitch. Then hook a single crochet into each stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 9 stitches in this circle. Hook the first single crochet in place of the marked buckle. Marking buckle. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. This lap is all single crochet. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marking clasp after the hook. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The 39th turn of the hook is over. Turn 40 is a chain stitch first. Hook 3 more sets of a decrease stitch and a single crochet. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 6 stitches in this circle. Now we're going to hook the first group of decrease stitch. Marking buckle. A single crochet. The first set of hooks is over. After the hook is finished, there are 2 stitches. The second group had a decrease stitch. A single crochet. The third group had a decrease stitch. A single crochet. Remove the marking clasp after the hook. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The 40th hook is finished. Laps 4 through 48 are the same. You start with a chain stitch. Then hook a single crochet into each stitch. Use a ship stitch for each final lap. To finish the circle, each circle is 6 stitches. Hook the first single crochet in place of the marked buckle. Marking buckle. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. So these laps are all single crochet. Remove the marking clasp after the hook. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The fourth loop is over. And then 42 to 48 laps are the same as 41 laps. We'll hook it up together. A single crochet with 48 laps. Remove the marking clasp after the hook. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. Let's pause for a moment here. Now let's add the wire. We used 2 dragons for this wire. So we folded the wire in half and cut it. Only use half of it on this one dragon. This is about the length of our wire. You fold it in half and twist it into a strand like this. Especially here in the head, in order not to prick. Let's roll it up. And then we put it in. This place must be dealt with. Don't hook anything. And then like this. Use this side, use this side. Press this down a little bit. Because we have a small mouth. Come in like this. After the wire, you can vent him wherever you want him to vent. After adding the wire, let's hook the 49th turn. The 49th turn starts with a chain stitch. Hook 2 more sets. A single crochet and a decrease stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 3 stitches in this circle. Now let's hook the first group. A single crochet, marking buckle, a decrease stitch. The first set of hooks is just 2 stitches. The second group had a single crochet, a decrease stitch. After the second set of hooks, remove the marker. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. Because this is the last circle, so we hook another ship stitch. Just leave a little bit of line. Then disconnect. So here we're going to do this last bit. Here's how to deal with it. Make a loop around the first half of the last loop. Tighten the thread along the seam. When you're done, thread the needle through here in the middle. Pull it tight so that the mouth is flat. Tie a knot. Then hide the knot in. Cut the thread. Now the body part is complete. This tail, we can make whatever shape we want, because there's wire in it. And the last circle above this instruction. This one is a mistake. This should be 2, not 3. Why change it? Now let's hook all 4 legs with color number 1. We've hooked 3 of them here. The first one is to do a magic circle. Such a magic circle is complete. And then we hook a chain stitch. Six more single crochet hooks. The first single crochet, marking buckle. The second single crochet, third single crochet, fourth single crochet, fifth single crochet, the sixth single crochet, sixth single crochet, tighten the coil after the hook. Pull this thread. See which wire is moving. This thread is moving, we're pulling on this one. Line put here to receive no gap. And then pull the thread, again. Finish this thread. Cut the wire end after winding. Remove marker buckle. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The first hook is over. The second loop is to hook a chain stitch. Hook 2 more sets of 2 single crochet and 1 increase stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 8 stitches in this circle. Now let's hook the first group. 2 single crochet. The first single crochet with a marker buckle. The second single crochet, and increase stitch. Increase stitch is 2 single crochet hooks in the same stitch. After the first set of hooks, there are 4 stitches. The second group had 2 single crochet. And increase stitch. Remove the marker after 2 sets of hooks. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The second loop is over. The third loop is to hook a chain stitch. Then hook a single crochet into each stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 8 stitches in all. Hook the first single crochet in place of the marked buckle. Marking buckle. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. This lap is all single crochet. We'll hook it up together. Remove the marking clasp after the hook. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The third loop is over. The fourth turn is to hook a chain stitch. 6 more single crochet hooks. The first single crochet. Marking buckle. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. Fourth single crochet. 6th single crochet. The 6th single crochet. 6th single crochet. Hook a decrease stitch after the hook. Decrease stitch means to decrease the first half of 2 stitches. With a coil, finish these 2.5 stitches. A crochet hook with a second coil. Finish the rest of the coil. That's a decrease stitch. That's the total after this loop. 7 stitches. Remove marker buckle. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The fourth loop is over. The fifth turn is to hook a chain stitch. 5 more single crochet in the decrease stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 6 stitches in this circle. Let's start with 5 single crochet hooks. A decrease stitch. The fifth circle is finished with 6 stitches. Remove marker buckle. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. That's the end of the 5th loop. The 6th circle is to flatten the fabric. After it's folded in half, the crochet hook passes through 2 symmetrical pins at the same time. In this case, this is the first stitch and the last stitch. Crochet hook a single crochet through both stitches at once. There are 3 single crochet hooks. Let's hook a chain stitch. Let's not miss the first stitch. And this last stitch. Hook it like this. This is the first stitch. Look for the last stitch. So hook the first single crochet. Hook the second single crochet down. Up, third single crochet. After the hook is done, it's like the mouth here is closed. This is what happens after the hook. Finally, we hook a ship stitch. This connection. We need about 10 inches of wool here. This thread is used for stitching. This is done in 1 foot. We're gonna need 4 of these hooks. Now we use color number 2 yarn to hook 3 bags. The first one is to do a magic circle. Hook a chain stitch when you're done. Then I hook 6 single crochet hooks. The first single crochet, marking buckle. The second single crochet, third single crochet, fourth single crochet, fifth single crochet, the sixth single crochet, tightening coil. Pull this thread. See which coil is moving. That's what's moving. We'll pull this. And then you finish the thread. Cut the end of the wire after winding. Remove marker buckle. Mark the location of the buckle. Hook a ship stitch to finish the circle. Tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The first hook is over. The second loop starts with a chain stitch. Hook 2 more sets of 2 single crochet and 1 increase stitch. Finally, hook a ship stitch. There are 8 stitches in this circle. Now let's hook the first set of 2 single crochet. And increase stitch. Increase stitch is 2 single crochet hooks in the same stitch. After the first set of hooks, there are 4 stitches. The second group had 2 single crochet. And increase stitch. Remove the marker after 2 sets of hooks. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The second loop is over. The third loop is to hook a chain stitch. And then you fold the fabric in half. Crochet hook a single crochet through 2 symmetrical stitches at the same time. There are 4 single crochet hooks. Finish with a ship stitch. Now let's hook the first single crochet. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. Fourth single crochet. Hook a ship stitch after that. Leave about 10 inches of wool. Disconnection. And then the back is finished. We're gonna need 3 of these. Now let's hook that ears. This is what happens after the ears are hooked. Because the ear hook method is more complicated. So here we draw a picture like this. Show everyone. That's what this ear looks like. It corresponds to this graph. We use different colors to distinguish the number of laps. So you can easily distinguish the pattern of each circle. This color is the first circle. This color is the second circle. This color is the third circle. This color is the fourth circle. This color is the fifth circle. This represents the abbreviation of the symbol. This symbol is the symbol for ship stitch. The abbreviation for ship stitch is up here. You can see it here. That corresponds to this. And then this one is the symbol for chain stitch. This one is the symbol for a single crochet. Now we're going to hook in this direction. The first round is 5 chain stitch hooks. Return to the penultimate chain stitch here to hook. Hook down for ship stitch. That completes the first lap. And then the second circle is this color. The second loop is to hook a chain stitch. Flip fabric. On the ship stitch from the previous lap. Pick the half stitch to hook. Start with 2 single crochet hooks. That completes the second lap. And then the third loop is 3 chain stitch hooks. Return the penultimate chain stitch here. Hook down for ship stitch. That completes the third lap. It's this color. The fourth lap is same as in the second lap. First hook a chain stitch. Flip fabric. Hook 2 single crochet. That's the end of the fourth loop. And then the fifth turn is the first 3 chain stitch. Return the penultimate chain stitch to hook the 4 ship stitches. That's the end of 1 ear hook. Finally we hook a ship stitch. Leave stitched wool. Disconnection. Now we hook together. First let's hook. The first round is 5 chain stitch hooks. Before we hook the chain stitch, we're going to bring a slip knot. Then you can hook the chain stitch. The way to tie a slip knot is to cross the threads. And then cross the lines in the middle here. Form a circle here, come through. This forms a slip knot. We crochet hook through the circle. Pull the thread back, here. So we can start to hook the chain stitch. Hold the line with your hand. Then we hook 5 chain stitches. Add the marking buckle to the first chain stitch. Second chain stitch. The third chain stitch. The fourth chain stitch. Fifth chain stitch. After hook, return the penultimate chain stitch to hook the 4 ship stitches. Here is the half of the penultimate chain stitch. This is half of the penultimate chain stitch. So let's start here. Pick the half stitch down to hook 4 ship stitches. The first ship stitch. Because we only have to hook once, this lap will do, so here we don't have to level it. There's no need for a marker button. Second ship stitch. The third ship stitch. It's all pick the half stitch. The fourth ship stitch. It's right here on this pin that marks the buckle. This is the end of the first loop. This is what it looks like after the first loop. The second loop is to hook a chain stitch. First hook a chain stitch. Flip fabric. After turning the fabric, take a look. This is a whole stitch from the ship stitch we hooked last time. The stitch is V-shaped. It's made up of 2.5 needles. So when we flip it over, just a crochet hook through this 1.5. It's 2 single crochet hooks. Pick this half of a needle to hook. There's another 1.5 stitches left. Never mind it. Now we flip the fabric. Right here on the last ship stitch from the last lap. Pick the half stitch to hook a single crochet. You can use a crochet hook like this. The first single crochet. Marking buckle. Hook the second single crochet. Pick the same half stitch. Here's the other half of the needle. So the second lap is done here. This is what happens after the hook. And then we'll hook the third loop. That's the part. This part of the color. Hook 3 chain stitch first. The first chain stitch, second chain stitch, the third chain stitch. After hook, returns the second to last chain stitch. Hook 4 ship stitch down. Now we flip the fabric. On the penultimate chain stitch, let's find the next to last chain stitch first. This is the penultimate chain stitch, the penultimate chain stitch. On the penultimate chain stitch, pick the half stitch here and here. Hook 4 ship stitch down. The first ship stitch, second ship stitch, the third ship stitch, the fourth ship stitch. It's the half of the needle you pick for the hook. So the first thing we need to do is flip the fabric. On the second to last chain stitch I just found, pick the half stitch, here. The same crochet hook is used to get it out. Hook 4 ship stitch. This is the first one. Hook the second ship stitch down. The third ship stitch. It's all about picking the half stitch. We don't have to worry about the other half. Remove marker buckle. Hook the fourth ship stitch in place of the marked clasp. This is what happens after the hook. Now we'll hook to this position. We're done on the third lap. And then we hook the fourth circle. It's this part. First hook a chain stitch. First hook a chain stitch. Flip fabric. It's the same as the second lap. After turning the fabric, pick the half stitch here from the previous round. Single crochet to hook. Let's hook to single crochet. This is the chain stitch that we just hooked. And then we pick this 1.5 stitch and the next 1.5. These are two places to hook to single crochet. Let's flip the fabric first. Crochet hook, pick the half stitch. Hook the first single crochet. Marking buckle. A crochet hook, a crochet hook. We can use a needle and pick out half of it first. Because the stitches of ship stitch will be ties. Pick this half stitch. There's still the other half of the needle here that I don't care about. Hook the second single crochet. And that brings us here. The hook is over on the fourth turn. The fifth turn is the first 3 chain stitch. The first chain stitch, second chain stitch, the third chain stitch. Return the penultimate chain stitch after the hook. This one is the penultimate chain stitch. We all pick the half stitch. This is half of the penultimate chain stitch. Hook down from here. You pick the half stitch. Hook down for ship stitch. Crochet hook. Pick half of the second to last chain stitch. Hook the first ship stitch. Hook the second ship stitch down. The third ship stitch. Remove marker buckle. Pick the half stitch where the buckle is marked. Hook the fourth ship stitch. Here we are after the hook. It's over. Here we hook another ship stitch. Thread suture. Disconnection. That's 1 ear and 1 foot. All it takes is 1 ear. We're gonna need 2 of these ears. You sew it like this. In this direction. Now let's hook the wings. This one shape corresponds to this one right here. But this side when we put it together. This is exactly the pattern that's on top. Let me show you. First of all, don't think it's hard to hook. I was scared before I even started. Let's follow this graph step by step. Combine with the text above. One step at a time, it's not hard. Here we're going to hook with a color number 2 of yarn. Now let's explain it to you. How do you see this figure? This one color. Different color blocks represent different number of turns. For example, this color represents the first circle. This color represents the second circle. In this light. And then this symbol for the different stitches. This solid oval is a ship stitch. This hollow oval is a chain stitch. Fork is a single crochet. Such a symbol is an increase stitch. Increase stitch is 2 single crochet hooks in the same stitch. This symbol means to turn over the fabric. For example, the first circle is to hook 5 chain stitch. Returns the second to last chain stitch. This is the penultimate chain stitch. Pick the half stitch to hook a single crochet. Then hook the single crochet down. There are 3 single crochet hooks. In the last chain stitch here. So the first chain stitch is a ship stitch here. So the first circle is this color. The second circle is this color. Just hook a chain stitch. Flip fabric. Then hook along the hook of the last circle of these places. First hook a ship stitch. Hook another single crochet. Then hook an increase stitch. Finish with a single crochet. That's the end of the second loop. And then the third round is the first for chain stitch. Return the penultimate chain stitch here. Pick the half stitch with a single crochet. Single crochet on a chain stitch. We'll just pick the half stitch. Hook a single crochet elsewhere. We'll just crochet hook through the entire stitch. It's a single crochet on a chain stitch. This is a single crochet on the hook on the second loop. An increase stitch. 2 single crochet, a ship stitch. And then it's the same loop hook as before. Let's just digest this. Then combine the above text. Let's crochet this beautiful wing step by step. You can combine these. So don't be afraid. Have faith and patience. Now let's start crocheting. This is what we did on the first lap. This step shape is this piece. Then round 2 to round 3. This is the piece after the hook. It's a cycle like this. We think this is the shape of a staircase. Sawtooth shape. So we're going from here. It goes back and forth like this. First, the first loop is the chain stitch. So we're gonna start with a slip knot. Then you can hook the chain stitch. The way to tie a slip knot is to cross the threads. Thread the thread through the middle of the circle like this. Form a slip knot. A crochet hook goes through the circle. Pull the thread back, so we can start the chain stitch. Hold the line with your hand. Now weave a gentle hook. The first lap. Hook 5 chain stitch first. The first chain stitch. Marking buckle. A chain stitch is a crochet hook wound around the thread. The crochet hook takes this wire out of this coil on the crochet hook. That's how it's formed. This one is a chain stitch. This one is V-shaped. It's a chain stitch. This is made up of 2 sides. Now we've hooked the second chain stitch, the third chain stitch, the fourth chain stitch, fifth chain stitch. After hook, you can count if it's 5 V-shaped. Then we return to the penultimate chain stitch. Pick the half stitch, here, to hook 3 single crochet and a slip stitch. Here is the half of the penultimate chain stitch. Half of the penultimate chain stitch. We'll hook a single crochet down from here, and a slip stitch. The first single crochet. Marking buckle. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. A slip stitch. The slip stitch is hooked here by the first chain stitch. That's where you pick the half stitch that marks the buckle. Hook a slip stitch. A slip stitch is a crochet hook that hooks a coil. Take this coil directly out of the crochet hook. This is a slip stitch. That's the end of the first loop. This is where the first loop ends. For now, we'll stand here. Let's start with the marker buckle. And then the second circle is this color. First hook a chain stitch, a chain stitch, and then we'll look at it. This is the chain stitch that we just hooked. This one was our first hook. The stitching of these stitches. And then our second turn is to flip the fabric. Hook a slip stitch over the top of the previous circle. A single crochet, and increase stitch. A single crochet. Now we take off the marker. Flip fabric. Hook a slip stitch over the stitches of the previous turn. This is a slip stitch. Marking buckle. Then hook a single crochet. Hook an increase stitch. Increase stitch is 2 single crochet hooks in the same stitch. Hook a single crochet. This is the same place from the last circle. Hook a single crochet to the spot where the button is marked. This is the end of the second loop. We stand here for now. This is what happens after the hook. And then the third round is the first for chain stitch. That was our last chain stitch. Here's the last one. Just this one. We could put a marker on it. Now let's hook the third loop. For chain stitch. The first chain stitch. Second chain stitch. The third chain stitch. The fourth chain stitch. Return the penultimate chain stitch after the hook. Start to hook a single crochet. First pick the half stitch on top of the chain stitch. Hook 3 single crochet. Then on top of the stitches from the previous circle. Hook a single crochet and increase stitch. 2 single crochet, a ship stitch. On the chain stitch, we pick the half stitch. Anywhere else, use a crochet hook that goes through the entire stitch. Now we're going to hook 3 single crochet pieces on a chain stitch. Returns the penultimate chain stitch. Half stitch. Half of the penultimate chain stitch. Let's hook it down from here. Before this marker is the half stitch of a chain stitch. On this we'll hook 3 single crochet. Returns the second to last chain stitch. Here we start by picking the half stitch on top of the 3 chain stitch. Let's hook 3 single crochet. Now, let's see. This is the penultimate chain stitch. This one is half of the penultimate chain stitch. This is half of the second to last chain stitch. Here we start to hook down. It's hooked to a single crochet. Pick the half stitch down. Pick the half stitch down. Hook a second single crochet here. Pick the half stitch down. Hook the third single crochet. The next step is to hook the fabric. Let's start with these 3 single crochet pieces on a chain stitch. A crochet hook can be used to pick the half stitch. This way, this hook this way. Hook the first single crochet. Marking buckle. Pick the half stitch down. Hook the second single crochet. Pick the half stitch and hook the third single crochet. Now that's where we hook up. Then hook a single crochet into the fabric. And increase stitch. 2 single crochet and 1 ship stitch. We'll crochet hooks on the fabric. Go through the entire stitch. This is the whole stitch. This is a V-shaped. Start with a single crochet and increase stitch. Two single crochet. A ship stitch. Ship stitch. It was hooked right here on the spot where the button was marked. Now we hooked here. The hook is over on the third turn. Let's just put this over here and mark it. Then hook the fourth circle. It's this color. First, hook a chain stitch. Flip fabric. Then hook a ship stitch. 2 single crochet and 1 increase stitch. 5 single crochet, hook it here. We're in the first one. The first one from the last round, the last pin here. Hook up, ship stitch. Marking buckle. Two single crochet. And increase stitch. Five single crochet. The last single crochet, it was hooked right here on the mark button. Now we hook into this position. That's the end of the fourth loop. Right after the hook, this is what it looks like. And then we hook the fifth circle. The fifth turn is the first for chain stitch. The first chain stitch. Second chain stitch. The third chain stitch. The fourth chain stitch. Returns the second to last chain stitch. Start by picking the half stitch on top of the chain stitch. Hook 3 single crochet. Now we return to the penultimate chain stitch here. Here. Pick the half stitch. Hook single crochet. Here's 3 single crochet hooks. It's on this chain stitch. Let's flip it. Hook the first single crochet. Marking buckle. Pick the half stitch on top of the chain stitch. Hook the second single crochet. Pick the half stitch on top of the chain stitch. Hook the third chain stitch. Now that's where we hook up. Then hook it down over the fabric. You start with 5 single crochet hooks. A crochet hook through the fabric is a crochet hook through the stitch. The first single crochet. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. Fourth single crochet. Fifth single crochet. Now we hook here. Here we hook another increase stitch. Then hook 3 single crochet. Finally, here's the last shot. That's where you mark the buckle and hook a ship stitch. If it's too tight, we can use a needle to loosen the needle first. This is a ship stitch. That brings us here. After the hook, you have this shape. That's the end of the 5th loop. And then we hook the 6th loop. You can combine the above text to hook. I don't have to count. First hook a chain stitch. Flip fabric. On the fabric, hook a ship stitch over the fabric first. Marking buckle. Then hook 3 single crochet. 3 single crochet here. The first single crochet. The second single crochet. Third single crochet. Then hook an increase stitch. Nine more single crochet hooks. This is it. The 9th single crochet, it was hooked right here where the button was marked. In this case, that's when we hooked. Now, that's the 6th lap. After hook, this side looks like this and this shape. And then we hook the 7th circle. The 7th loop is to hook to chain stitch. The first chain stitch, second chain stitch. After hook, returns the second to last chain stitch. Start hooking down. 16 ship stitch. Hook up 2. Last stitch here. Now we return to the penultimate chain stitch. This is half of the penultimate chain stitch. This is the penultimate chain stitch, half a stitch. On this chain stitch is pick the half stitch to hook the ship stitch. The first ship stitch. Then on top of the fabric, we'll crochet hook through the entire stitch to hook the ship stitch. Hook all the way to the mark button. This is the end of the wing hook. And finally, we're going to hook another ship stitch. Leave the line and break it. The yarn here should be about 10 inches long. It's used for stitching. This is what happens when the wings are hooked. We need a total of 2 hooks. And if you sew it together, it goes like this. Because each time we hook, the tightness is different. So it's possible that the two wings might be a little different in size. So we try to keep the same degree of tightness when we hook both wings. Now let's hook the tail with the color number 2. This red tile. The first one is to do a magic circle. Then hook a chain stitch. Then I hook 6 single crochet hooks. The first single crochet, marking buckle. The second single crochet, third single crochet, fourth single crochet, fifth single crochet, the sixth single crochet. Tighten the coil after the hook. Cut the wire end. Remove marker buckle. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The first hook is over. The second loop starts with a chain stitch. Then hook 2 sets, 2 single crochet and 1 increase stitch. Finally hook a ship stitch. There are 8 stitches in this circle. Now we hook the first group, 2 single crochet, and increase stitch. After the first set of hooks, there are 4 stitches. The second group had 2 single crochet, and increase stitch. The second set of hooks is over. Remove marker buckle. Hook a ship stitch in place of the marked buckle. To finish the circle, tighten the stitches of the ship stitch. The second loop is over. The third loop is to hook a chain stitch. After folding the fabric in half, crochet hook, cross both symmetrical stitches at the same time to hook a single crochet. There are 4 single crochet hooks. Now we crochet hook. Go through the first stitch and the last stitch. Let's hook the first single crochet. Marking buckle. Second stitch and penultimate stitch. Hook the second single crochet. On third single crochet. On fourth single crochet. This is what happens after the hook. We don't need a ship stitch here. All we have here is the single crochet hooks. That's the end of the third loop. The fourth loop is to hook to chain stitch first. Flip fabric. We hook back. After flipping, hook a double crochet increase here on the last stitch of the previous circle. Double crochet increase. It's 2 double crochet hooks in the same stitch. Now we're in this one stitch, here. 2 double crochet hooks from one stitch. Now let's hook the first double crochet. A double crochet is a crochet hook. Wind the thread once. A crochet hook goes through the stitch. Bring me a crochet hook. There are now 3 coils on the crochet hook. Crochet hook a coil to complete the first 2 coils. Now there are 2 coils on the crochet hook. A crochet hook has a coil attached to it. Finish the remaining 2 coils. This one is a double crochet. We're gonna hook a second double crochet in the same stitch. That's the second double crochet. That's a double crochet. An increased stitch is 2 double crochet hooks in the same stitch. Then we hook 2 ship stitches, down. The first ship stitch. Second ship stitch. And then right here where the button is marked. Let's hook a double crochet. Increased stitch just looks like this right here. It's here where the button is marked. 2 double crochet hooks in the same stitch. This is the first double crochet in this stitch. The second double crochet. After hook, we hook another ship stitch. Leave the line and break it. The wool left here is for the back of the stitch. And then we're going to thread this one over here. Because when we sew it up with the tail. Wrap the thread around the middle of the fabric along this side. Go through the first circle, here. Now the tail is finished. We're going through the center of the first circle right here. Now let's assemble it. Let's first determine the location of the center line. The position of the center line is determined by the center line of the double crochet in the 7th circle. On the 7th turn, for 3 double crochet in the same stitch, stitches are hooked. The 2nd and 3rd middle of this line. It's the center line of the head. This is the center line. Determine the center line of the entire body and the center line of the back. The center line of the back, we can find it like this. This is where it's being confirmed, and then you put the needle through vertically like this. This is the way to find the center line. Make sure it goes straight through. Through this square is to find the center line of the back. After finding the center line, let's start with 2 ears. Both ears are sewn between the 9th and 10th turns of the head. This same here. The distance between the 2 ears is 6 stitches. The ears should be symmetrical. Right here is the center line. The distance from the center line should be symmetrical. We're done here. Now let's sew the other side of the ear. The 2 lines of the ear are long and short. Let's thread the short one over to the long one. Thread it to where the long thread is right here. Tie the knots with 2 threads. Tie it together. And then it's sewn with this long yarn. So let's hide this short yarn in first. Just now. Right here, right here. Just anywhere. Hide the wire somewhere far away. The short one. Once you're inside, cut this thread. Now we're going to sew with this long yarn. Put the needle in the same place. One stitch in the middle here. Pull the thread tight as you sew. Because when the thread is pulled tight, you put this here right up. Find a place to tie a knot when you're done. Then hide the knot in. This way the ears are finished. Now let's sew on the wings. The wings are mounted between the R end and 26th turns. This position. It's on either side of the right center line here. The back here is where the two wings are next to each other. Spacing between the front two wings. It's the distance between the two pins. Because when we add wings, here, we're gonna add the back. Just enough space for a back. And we want the wing. It's going back this way. So we have to leave some space in front of us. We'll close it up when we know where it is. Again, there are two lines. One long line and one broken line. Now let's thread the short line over to the long line. Tie a knot and then hide the short line in. And then just sew with the long thread. There's no gap between the wings here. Next 2. We wear 2. Position of the long line. Tight knots with 2 threads. Tie the 2 wires together. Take the short one again. Hide in this hole right here. Find a place far away to get the needle. Really don't leave this thread too long on the other side. Then cut the thread. That leaves us with the long short. Now use the long thread to close. We'll find a few stitches here in the middle. Put a needle in the same hole, here. And then to the next position. The line is tight because the line is tight. The wings can stand up like this. If the next stitch is too short, we can find a place near V to get the needle. Make a transition, and put a needle in the same hole, here, to get where we want to go. See if there are any more gaps. If it's done, we'll just tie it right here and hide it. Then the wings are sewn. Now let's sew these 3 vacs. The 3 vacs are sewn above the center line. It's the 21st to the 4th or 5th lap on the back. In this one range, the distance between the 2 vacs should be equal. The spacing is the same number of turns. When you sew it, it's what makes it stand up straight like this. Now let's show you. The most important thing is, this first one is just filling in this one gap. Here. Just like that. We'll just do one in the front and one in the back. Just one more stitch in the middle. Pull the thread to find the corresponding position and place the needle. Put another stitch in the middle. It's a short distance. We can make the transition outside. And then you put it back in the same hole, here. Put it back where we want it. That's right here in the middle. Put a stitch in the middle. Pull the thread tight. It stood up when it was pulled tight. After we sew, we tie a knot at the bottom to hide the thread. Cut the wire end. In this case, one hook and you're done. Everything else is sewn the same way. Now we put the tail wing. Sew it on the very back of the tail. Just hook it up like that. Get a good looking one on top. So he's going in this direction. Now we can go from the middle. Put it on the side here. And then on both sides of the first lap, here. Go from one side to the other. Will be ties. And then put it on the other side. Look again at the location. Find that symmetric correspondence. It's an extra stitch. When we're done, we'll find a place to tie the knot and hide the thread. Cut the thread. That'll finish the tail. Now let's sew the 2 front feet. Because when we hook our front heel hook foot, be the same. Call hooked. There are 4 hooks. For the sake of symmetry, better looking, due to the control of the line when we hook, and the control of the crochet hook, there will be a difference between the feet. They'll be a little different in size. So when we were choosing, tell why to choose 2 similar sizes for the front feet. 2 of similar size for the back foot. The last 2 front feet are sewn to the bottom. Somewhere between 21 and 23 laps. On either side are 2 symmetrical feet. The spacing here is about 4 stitches apart. Mainly depends on the front effect. For example, say this is it. Let's see this head on. The protruding length of each foot on either side. And the direction is symmetric. If it's not symmetrical, as it is now, we're done here. Let's adjust this side. This side looks a little bit shorter than this side. We can pick it out again. Let this foot go out a little bit like that. Let's take a look at the front. Is it more symmetrical? Now the 2 sides are more symmetrical. We're done here. Now let's sew this side. The method of sewing is also very simple. Just 1 stitch on each side, first. This will keep the position in place. Don't leave this thread too long when sewing. It'll be easier to get a needle. Then sew on the other side. And then we're gonna make the middle stitch. Because this distance is relatively short, it's harder to get a needle, so let's make a transition on the side. Just pick a spot. Then out of the needle into the needle. Same hole here. To where we want to V. Find a place to tie the knot, hide the thread. Then the 2 front feet are finished. After sewing, let's look at the center of these 2 feet. Let's adjust the center line. Because we're behind, based on the location of the center line. Now let's sew to back feet. The back foot is sewn between the 30th and the 32nd laps. The distance between the midpoint of the two work feet. It's about 3 stitches away. The direction of the foot is like this. The front foot is facing forward. The work foot is going this way. It's closer to horizontal. Just move forward a little bit. Again, we're looking for symmetry from the front. Just look at it from the front. The direction and length of both sides should be about the same. Now, we'll close it up when we know where it is. This side is finished. The sewing method is the same as the front foot. The main thing is to set the direction. Fix position. After one side is sewn, this side has to be adjusted with the finished side. Again, front and back. That's it, 1 stitch on each side. We'll put another stitch in between. Make a transition first. Head the wire outside. Tie a knot. Head the knot in. So the 2 work feet are finished. Now let's sew the eyes. The eyes are on the 7th lap. This is the 7th lap. Start the double crochet here before. So, here. Then up. And back here like this. Come sew us on this instruction. There are detailed instructions for the steps. Everyone follow this method to sew it. On the other side is this one at double crochet. The edge of this double crochet was sewn here. We'll start with a piece of black wool. I just need 1 strand. Don't take the thread too long. Tie more knots. And then in this one. This is a double crochet. This one's a single crochet. Right here at the handover. We'll start with this stitch right here. Then make a stitch along the junction, here. And then when you're done, add it to the top stitch, here. Take a look at this instruction. In this case. And then I'm gonna put a stitch right down here. After sewing, this stitch was stitched to the place where it started. Back to where we started. And then like this. Go one more lap around here like this. One more stitch here. Then put it over here and sew on the other eye. So this side is finished. It's the eye of a Mimi. Now we're sewing this side in the same way. It's this one right here on top of this double crochet. And then go back to the vaginate here. Don't pull the thread too tight, because our line is relatively thin. If you pull it too tight, it's not obvious. And then one more lap. One more stitch across the circle in this direction. This will finish the eye. You know, squinting eyes, after sewing. We hide the line here at the bottom. Let's see. This is the last position. Return to the last stitch here. Let's loosen the thread, here. Let's see if we can sew it on a little bit better. I'd rather have the following. Here. It'll look good in here. We just showed here. We should face up a little bit. Let me as eyes and feet go up. Pick this thread out and loosen it a little bit. That's it. We were here just now. It should fill up a little bit. Tie the knot and hide it in. This is the end of the eye. Now we're going to sew the blush with a piece of rose pink wool. Blush is on the 8th lap. The bottom of the eye is spaced a stitch, here. Put a stitch in here. First tie a knot, here. Just a single crochet. And then we go to a symmetric position here. We are on this instruction. There are detailed instructions. You can sew with instruction. One more stitch here. It's a stitch away from the middle of the eye. Then hide the line. This will finish the blush. Now we use a short flag thread to sew the nostril. First divide the thread into one strand. When the line is sealed, that's the way we are. Take this thread and pull it apart like this. Keep this hand going like this. The line doesn't have to be too long. This is how you solve a strand of wire. Now we use this thread to sew the nostrils. The nostrils are above the second circle. This is the center line. We're here in lap 2. This one joins the first circle, here. These are the two sides. Have a look. Our direction is going to be slanted outward like this. Let's see if it's in either place, here. Then make a stitch like this in this direction. And then a stitch here like this. Between laps 2 and 3. There's a gap between the two stitches. The distance between the two stitches must be symmetrical. First tie the knot, and then here it is. Both sides of the center line. These two holes. Here comes the needle. And then go up another lap. Let's see if it looks good in this direction. We'll get the needle if we can. And then the stitch just next door. Don't pull the thread too tight, because if you pull it too tight, you're gonna pull the thread this way. Our goal is to bring this line. It's going in this direction. Now let's get a stitch in here. Let's see if this is the right direction. And when you finish, you think this is the right direction. And it's just a natural look. Like this, it's not fixed. Where to sew? If only because of the location of our holes. Everybody hook it out. It's not the same relative to the center line. So you can be flexible here. After sewing, tie a knot at the bottom to hide the thread. It's a little bit shorter here than it is here. There's 2 stitches between the top and the middle. That's the distance of one hole. Down below is next door to each other. So that's how you get this direction. Such direction. And then we're done with the nose. So our beautiful dragon is finished. The tail can be bent at will. Let it fall in the direction we want. We've got enough yarn to hook 2 dragons. This is a couple. Now let's weigh it out for you. After we hook this dragon, the original weight and the current weight. Now it's this weight. This is a color number 1 of wool. This is a color number 2 of wool. So we are equipped with plenty of wool. Something you can tell Y and error. The finished product after crocheting, we can use as decoration on the cabinet or desk. It can also be used as a gift for family, friends, and loved ones. You can add a keychain as a bag hanger. You can also hang it on your car. Many uses.